Ready for a spine-tingling ride? The scariest videos ever captured on DASHCAM. Buckle up and prepare for a terrifying ride. A possible paranormal encounter was reported by a couple who were returning home late at night. They observed an individual riding a bicycle on a bridge, seemingly appearing out of nowhere. The peculiar sighting was made even more bizarre by the late hour of the incident and the high speed at which the cyclist was travelling. As the couple approached the cyclist for a closer look, they were left chilled to the bone, having witnessed something inexplicable. As they attempted to approach the cyclist, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving them bewildered and frightened. The lady in the garage. A garage worker had parked his motorcycle in the facility's staff-only area and was preparing to leave when he heard strange and unsettling sounds. His dashcam clearly shows he was disoriented and turning in all directions, attempting to locate the source of the eerie noises. Suddenly, the worker illuminated the area with his headlights, and the ghostly figure of a woman came into view, walking purposefully with no acknowledgement of his presence. To the worker's surprise, the woman suddenly disappeared, leaving him alone in a dark garage and filled with a sense of unease that would haunt him long after the incident. This chilling incident has left many wondering about the origins of the mysterious apparition and the history of the garage where it occurred. The dark figure in the woods. And now, for our next chilling video, we bring you the strange and unsettling tale of Lisa. One morning, Lisa was taking her dogs for a walk in the serene woods when the chilling and indistinct figure caught her eye in the distance. Dismissing it initially, Lisa proceeded to her car, only to find the figure looming once again, dark and foreboding. Despite her growing fear though, Lisa recorded the figure and posted it on TikTok, where her followers urged her to follow it. Accompanied by her loyal dog, Lisa ventured deeper into the woods. The dog's barks, portraying its mounting terror. The shadowy figure continued to retreat further into the woods, with Lisa and her dog in hot pursuit. As they approached the figure, the dog's fear became palpable, barking and whimpering uncontrollably. Lisa was also feeling the fear take over her body, but she decided to go back to her car and leave the area immediately. A haunted playground. Our next tale takes us to Mexico, where two close friends were driving home from a night out with friends at 2:30 AM. Opting for a shorter route through an isolated flatland that was notorious for strange occurrences, the friends recorded everything, hoping to catch any abnormal activity. As they approached the playground, the sound of a rusty swing set caught their attention. They were perplexed by the idea of someone playing alone on a swing set so late at night. However, what their cameras captured was even more unnerving. A little girl, all alone, playing on the swing set. Days later, another group of friends heard the tale and decided to investigate. When they arrived, they heard eerie screams, but despite the ominous atmosphere, they decided to explore the playground. What they discovered was horrifying. The swings were moving back and forth, as if someone or something was using them. After speaking with locals, they learned that the playground was haunted by the ghost of a little girl who was killed in a car accident while leaving a kindergarten that was once located on that same flat land. Beware, the playground may still be haunted by the little girl's tormenting spirit. Who is looking through my window? For our next video, Jericho had recently moved into a new house. One morning, as she was leaving for work and getting into her car, she noticed something that she will never forget for the rest of her life. She saw a creepy face staring at her through the window of her new home. Strangely, there was no one inside the house at that time. Jericho quickly took out her phone and started recording everything. As she zoomed in on the face, it became clear that it was looking directly at her. After sharing the video with her friends and neighbours, she learned that the house had a dark history. Previous owners have reported hauntings and strange occurrences, leaving Jericho wondering if she should stay in the house or leave before it's too late. What will she decide? A haunted sheet? As we move on to our next video, we witness a terrifying experience of a night driver who was heading back home from his late night shift. He was driving through a deserted and remote road when something peculiar was captured on his dashcam. As he continued to drive, a white sheet started to float towards his car in a strange and unsettling manner, as if it was reaching out to him. The driver, feeling uneasy, glanced back and saw nothing unusual, thinking that it was just his imagination due to fatigue. However, when he reviewed the footage, he was shaken to find out that what he saw was real. What was that strange white sheet? Why did it appear to be reaching out to the driver? In the middle of the road. For our next video, we have a chilling encounter on a crowded road. A woman was driving home late at night and encountered a strange figure standing in the middle of the road. Despite the car in front of her attempting to overtake a bus, the figure caused the driver to swerve aggressively to avoid it. The woman's dashcam captured the bizarre scene as the figure, seemingly human, stood still and stared blankly into the distance. Shockingly, the woman claims to have hit the figure, only for it to vanish into thin air. What could this figure have been? And where did it go? A fatal incident. Next video features a young man stumbled upon a fatal car accident. As he approached the scene, his camera caught something that sent shivers down his spine. Alongside the two men in blue shirts helping at the scene, a third figure dressed in all white was standing close by. The young man was puzzled and watched intently as the white figure stood motionless. But what was even more puzzling was that the official report only mentioned the two blue-shirted men, and no one had seen the mysterious person dressed in white. Was it a spirit, another worldly entity, or was it something else entirely? The answer may forever remain a mystery. The haunted store. The next video was captured by a Mexican store owner who frequently heard creepy noises in his store. However, he never thought it was anything serious until one night, when he captured something truly chilling. After closing the store and leaving for his house, the owner's camera caught something eerie. In the footage, there appears to be someone still inside the store, near the shelves, looking as if they're casually shopping around. The owner confirms that there should be no one there, as he made sure to check many times before closing. To make matters worse, the store has no mannequins to be mistaken with. The owner was left with a feeling of dread as he watched the footage over and over again. Who or what was inside his store after closing time? Was it a ghostly presence haunting the aisles, or perhaps an intruder sneaking around unnoticed? Whatever it was, the store owner was left with an overwhelming sense of unease and an eerie reminder that sometimes things aren't always as they seem. A ghost behind the trees. A couple was driving on a secluded road when they spotted a kettle on the side of the road. Intrigued by the unusual sight, they decided to capture it on camera as a memento. However, upon closer inspection, they noticed something unsettling lurking in the shadows behind a nearby tree. A pale figure, almost indistinguishable from the darkness, was crouched and peering at them and the kettle. It was in constant motion, swaying slightly, and seemed to be studying them intently. The couple were left questioning what they had seen. Was it a person, an animal, or something else entirely? The eerie figure's presence and behaviour left a haunting impression on the couple. They were left feeling uneasy, wondering what lurks beyond the veil of normalcy in the isolated areas of the world. Standing in the middle of the road. While driving in the dead of night, a man's dashcam captured a truly disturbing sight. A lady, seemingly out of nowhere, stood motionless in the middle of the road, her gaze fixed on nothingness. The man noted that while the camera's footage did not clearly show it, the woman appeared to be unnaturally pale and almost transparent in real life. Could this have been a ghost haunting the lonely stretch of road, or was there a more sinister explanation? As the video circulated online, many viewers were left with chills down their spines, pondering the possibility of supernatural beings roaming the night. Could the woman in white be the spirit of a restless soul, seeking to fulfill a long unfulfilled desire, or deliver a message from beyond the grave? Or was it a more malevolent entity, preying on unsuspecting travellers on this desolate road? The creepy, lonely woman. For the next one, we're about to witness a dashcam recording that defies logic and explanation. This unsettling footage was captured by a lone driver as he journeyed home on a narrow mountain road in the dead of night. The eerie silence was shattered by a shocking sight. A woman was walking up the road, clad in red clothing, with no light source to guide her way. This was particularly unusual, as the road was not intended for pedestrians, and it was late at night, with very slim chances that anyone would brave the pitch darkness to walk these streets. The driver assumed it was just a strange coincidence, and continued on his way. However, just a few minutes later, he found himself face to face with the same woman once again. He was perplexed. How could the lady be walking faster than the car up this pitch-black mountain road? It seemed utterly impossible, and he was convinced he had captured the apparition of a ghost on his dashcam that night. The incident left the driver shaken to the core. He clearly makes a U-turn and leaves the place as soon as he can.